If Terence Crawford does handle it, are we going to see Terence Crawford versus Canelo?
As I tell before to the ESPN, I give him the offer. If he's smart, he will accept it.
So just so we're clear, so everyone understands, you've already sent an offer to Canelo to fight Terence Crawford if Terence Crawford wins tonight.
But if he doesn't, I want Ortiz.
You want Ortiz? Virgil Ortiz versus Terence Crawford?
Yeah, if they accept, we want to see this fight.
Excellency, Turki Alalshik. Oscar just said they love you here. What is your impression of a Golden Boy show in Las Vegas?
Yes, it is an amazing show, and he knows why I am coming here to see the main event. And actually, I see very great fighters here, and we talk about it also.
Oscar, is this a partnership? Are you working together?
We are blessed to have Turki Alalshik here with us. He wants to make the big fights happen, and that's what the fans want, that's what the fans need.
You want to make the big fights happen. You had Bud Crawford last week in Los Angeles. Today you came to see Virgil Ortiz.
We have a meeting before 2 weeks in Los Angeles, and now today I come to see Ortiz, and maybe tomorrow or after the fight we have a big meeting to support and see the next step with the Golden Boy. First of all, he knows the important things. Ortiz, if he do the job today, we want to see him against Crawford.
I love that fight. Tim Tszyu is in the mix as well. Big fights against Crawford. That's the reason why we love Turki coming into the sport of boxing that he loves and make the big fights happen for the fans.
I am now focusing to do job with Golden Boy and Eddie Hearn especially. And now, what is important about to have like this relationship with Oscar? Oscar need to have his position in the Mexican community in boxing. We want to get the talent from Mexico. He cannot do this job by himself. We need to have his hand with our hand and support to get another more fighters especially from Mexico.
Your Excellency, you've been talking about Mexican fighters. Well, you've been going back and forth on Twitter with a Mexican fighter in Canelo Alvarez. What's the update there?
There is a lot of not clear in this situation. I just announced he is not in our map, and this is our right to have it because we send a lot of interest offer for him, and he doesn't respond with what we think it is good for boxing, and this is his right. But what it bothered me, he started these things and he said he respects me, but he doesn't respect what we are doing in boxing, and I don't understand it. What we are doing to the boxing is helping boxing and helping to have a great fight. I don't understand. We give you good offer and we give you good fight. You don't want it, okay, keep it in your way. But he started this thing.
We want to make the big fights. Crawford, if Virgil wins, we make Crawford next.
Yes, I will give Crawford big offer to do this.
I found that was very interesting what was said. That already had a meeting 2 weeks before this fight. And I believe Bochak's fate was sealed. And he was going to lose no matter what to set up a fight with Crawford. And another interesting point, Turkey wants Mexican fighters to join him and using Oscar to get what he wants. But he's not getting the best Mexican fighter. He's distancing himself from Canelo. You can hear what Turkey is saying. I get what I want, and if I don't get it, they don't interest me. Whoa, talk about demanding rather than negotiating. Lovely. I was in the garden the other day, looking after my vegetables and fruit trees, and thinking, is boxing being manipulated by a wealthy power player? There is growing concern in the boxing world that a shadowy influence is beginning to manipulate the outcomes and direction of the sport. Recently, Virgil Ortiz was controversially awarded a victory in a fight many believed he lost to Serhiy Bochak. This decision raises question about whether there's more at play than just boxing skill. I predict that if this trend continues, the integrity of boxing will be at serious risk. The sport could become more about who has the deepest pockets than who has the most skill. The influence of wealthy individuals like Turki Alalshik could stir boxing away from its competitive roots, turning it into a spectacle controlled by money rather than merit. Turki Alalshik, a wealthy figure, has managed to bring out top promoters like Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren under his influence. He's now aiming to control even more by bringing Golden Boy Promotions, headed by Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins, into his fold. This power grab suggests that he intends to dominate all weight classes, potentially dictating who fights whom and who wins. Changing alliances. Initially, Oscar De La Hoya was reluctant to work with Turkey, but after seeing the lucrative fights Turkey was organizing, he changed its tune. This shift demonstrates how money can change loyalties in boxing, leading to alliances that may not be in the sport's best interests. Turkey's influence has already affected Canelo Alvarez, one of the biggest stars in boxing. Despite Canelo's enormous popularity, Turkey's actions have created friction. If Canelo, a fighter adored by millions across North and South America, can be sidelined, it shows that even the biggest stars aren't immune to these power plays. And also, I like to add, Canelo don't need Turkey. He's got millions of Mexican followers and just donated millions to charity. When Canelo steps into the ring, he won't have empty seats. No boxer can say they are the best until they beat the best, and Canelo is the best. But I can see him being stripped of his titles if Turkey has anything to do with it. These boxing organizations are greedy. Look what they did to Usyk's IBF belt. The decision to award Ortiz the fight against Bochak, despite what many saw as a clear loss, is a prime example of how these power dynamics might be influencing the outcomes. If Ortiz, who doesn't have the boxing IQ or power to match someone like Crawford, can be pushed into the spotlight, it suggests that money and influence are beginning to outweigh skill and merit in the sport. Some might argue that this influx of money is good for boxing, bringing in more attention and higher stakes. They might even say that it's just business, and that fighters and promoters are simply adapting to new realities. However, this viewpoint overlooks the long-term damage that could be done to the sport's credibility. If this trend continues, where money and power dictate outcomes, boxing could lose its integrity. Fans could become disillusioned, and the sport's reputation could suffer. The challenge now is whether boxing can remain true to its roots, or if it will succumb to the whims of the wealthy few. The next few years will be critical in determining the future of the sport. But I also wonder, is Turki Alalshik going to ruin the sport or make it better? It's hard to see how. Once the top boxers like Joshua, Fury, Usyk, and few others retire within a few years or started to lose to weaker, unpopular opponents. Additionally, there's speculation around potential fights like Canelo versus David Benavidez and Crawford versus Canelo seems unrealistic. Originally, Turkey wanted Canelo versus Crawford. Now that he joined forces with Oscar De La Hoya and Oscar don't get on with Canelo, Turkey has washed his hands of Canelo. But Canelo didn't refuse. He just said he's not interested at the moment as he's got a fight coming up. And we'll talk later. But Turkey put his foot down and tried to impress Oscar by washing his hands off from Canelo. Did anyone see when Oscar was with Turkey talking? They are the best of buddies now. Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren better watch out. Oscar will be his golden boy. Get it? Golden Boy Promotions. Anyway, Crawford, who struggled at 154, can't possibly move up to 157, let alone 168. Canelo will knock him out. Crawford simply wouldn't be able to handle Canelo's power punches and relentless body shots. Canelo has a granite chin, and no one has knocked him out. Crawford doesn't have the power to hurt Canelo. Then there's Canelo versus Benavidez. Well, I don't think Canelo is avoiding Benavidez. I think the weight difference. Benavidez won't be able to come down to 168. The talk that is avoiding Benavidez or that fight won't happen. It's just politics. The real issue is the weight. Benavidez can't make it. And dropping down will be too much work for him. These fights aren't about avoidance. They're about how much money is on the table and what's best for business. Now it seems Turkey is causing friction in boxing. He's putting his foot down. Either you do what I say or you're out. That's not the way to go about it, to get fighters on your side. So here we are. True colors are coming out. It's my way or no way. That's the message Turkey is sending out. In the end, Turkey's attempt to dominate world boxing could either ruin the sport or make it better. But with the current direction, it's hard to see how boxing can maintain its credibility once the top fighters either retire or start losing to lesser known opponents. Age catches up with everyone, and there aren't any good boxers coming up for the future. And after saying all that, let's flip the coin to the other side. And some might say I'm contradicting myself. I'm not. I'm looking at both sides. In the past, before Turki Alalshik came along, no matter how good the boxer was, he wasn't earning as much as Turki will pay. Nowhere near it. Look at the fights he put up. Most of the boxers are millionaires. No way they will have earned that amount of money for each fight. Usyk, Fury, Joshua, even Francis Ngannou is a multi-millionaires. If Turki Alalshik decides that he no longer finances boxing, then in my opinion, boxing will be finished. It will have very serious effect on the sport. For boxers to be arrogant and thinking Turki Alalshik is not in their interest, they are wrong. It's like football clubs. No player is bigger than the club, and Turki Alalshik owns the club. Boxers need Turki Alalshik. He's got the money that they all want. But Turki Alalshik don't need boxers because he don't need the money. He has it already. But Canelo don't need Turki Alalshik. He's his own boss. And he's stubborn as well. Not now anyway. Maybe next year they will become friends. Canelo knows he's only borrowing time before he loses. And that's why he's cherry-picking fights. What about this for a prediction? Bivol or Batavia versus Canelo in Saudi Arabia in 2025. Thanks for watching, folks. Any thoughts, leave them below. See you next time.